Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we are going to be talking about EDP445 once again. Now, every time that I come on here and there's a new story to talk about regarding the EDP445 saga, man, it's almost like a big collective, oh man, not again, right? Because like, dude, how many times has this guy tried to weasel his way back into the online community after everything that happened? How many times is this guy gonna try to get away with what he did? I don't know. I mean, it seems like at this point, this guy might try to go on for literally forever trying to get his internet career back and trying to get back in the good graces of the online community. He has not let up ever since any of this all really went down. It is years later now, and we are still seeing EDP445 try to scrape together whatever little bit of relevancy left that he might have. Now, EDP445 was a beloved YouTuber here on the platform. I watched him all the time. I thought he was awesome. A lot of people did, and he was known for his, really loud, over-the-top humor style, being like really vulgar, really being passionate about the Philadelphia Eagles, blowing up Chipotle bathrooms and having to flee the scene. Basically stuff like that, right? So he was huge on YouTube, had millions of subscribers, and unfortunately, I think it was like, I don't know, maybe late 2021 if I'm remembering correctly, there was a big online sting done by some like child predator catchers where they basically lured EDP445 into attempting to meet up with an underage child for what he thought would have been some sort of sexual conduct. This is known because in the days following up the meeting in person where they did a sting operation, caught him on film, and everything now after that is obviously known, he was using very sexually charged language towards the child. Like, it's really undisputable, you know what I mean? Like, for this to all be a complete sham, dude, it would be like the simulation must be real, or like God has this guy's back or something, dude. There's just no way out of it. The evidence is too strong. This guy got caught on video trying to meet up with a child. His excuse was, oh, well, I was just here to get a cupcake. Yeah, bro, you were there to get a cupcake, all right? A cupcake that was born in 2005. But anyway, now he's trying this whole, like, weird angle to get back into the good graces of everyone online that, oh, it was all just acting. None of it was real. Me being a child predator, yeah, that was all, that was me just acting, you know what I mean? That was me just joking around. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. That is now EDP445's latest excuse that he's using to try and cover up what he did, to try and cover up for who he actually is, and to, I guess, really just try to lie to the entire online community about the happenings of what went down. So we're going to take a look at all of EDP445's experience here, or his proof. We're going to go through it piece by piece, and we're just going to dismantle this absolutely brain-dead, moronic try to cover up what he did. So here are the series of events that led up to me being set up. I want to go into specific detail about the events that led to my setup because I don't feel like it was entirely clear in the video I released. So October 18th, 2019, I flew out to Philadelphia for the world premiere release of Maybe Next Year. I was featured in this documentary. I spoke extensively with Kyle Thrash, the film director from Wavelength Productions, about future film opportunities, and he assured me that he'd be reaching out in the future. Here's a link to an article and a video below to confirm my time spent in Philadelphia in October of 2019. So he's claiming that he was part of this like documentary or whatever, and apparently he was. That's actually not false, apparently he was actually in some sort of like documentary production or whatever. I've never seen it, but from my understanding, he's not making this part up. He does have the video linked and a link to an article and whatnot. So the only thing is, this really has nothing to do with anything. I mean, if you have any common sense, like, you already know where this is going, right? Like I said, he's going to try and spin the angle, I guess, that he wasn't actually a child predator. He wasn't actually trying to do something completely morally reprehensible. It was all just a big act. Now, before we even go any further, this is what completely doesn't make any sense about this. If, like, he were to be telling the truth, right? Like, on some 1 in a million shot down the middle, right, where he's just actually being truthful and he really isn't a child predator and he, just made it all up for acting or whatever, right? On account of that, why would it take you damn near 2 entire years after everything actually happened before you started giving us all of this evidence, right? Like, if this was real and you were like actually just kidding around or whatever, ooh, I gotcha, all for content, gotcha, this is all for, a film, why would you not come out like 2 days later when the heat is at like the maximum, right? Everyone online is like, this guy's a predator, this guy's a scumbag, he needs to be in jail. Why would you not come out and drop that proof immediately, right? Why would you not come out and clear the air literally right when it happened? And keep in mind, he's had years at this point to actually drop any of this information if it's legitimate, but he waited all the way until now. After several failed attempts to get back into the good graces of the online community through other methods, all of a sudden now he's got all this evidence that he ain't really who he was. I just don't, come on now, man. April 3rd, 2021, I received an email from Chet Goldstein, who claimed he was with Wavelength Productions. He told me he had a film opportunity and wanted to know if I was interested. The email didn't address what type of film it was or what type of role I would be potentially acting out if I was selected. I responded to him and told him I was interested. As I'd stated in the video, I deleted all my emails, and unfortunately this is one of the emails I was unable to retrieve and forward to my attorney. The next day, Chet informed me that Kyle was impressed with my work on the film maybe next year, and that they wanted to give me a shot to try out for the part. He informed me he was still trying to hash out details with a co-actor and their cameraman and didn't have a set date, time, and location, but he would contact me as soon as they did. He then provides this screenshot, which is an email from the supposed Chet Goldstein, you know, oh dude, we fucking thought you were the greatest actor of all time. We don't know how you did it, you know what I mean? Like, the email, doesn't necessarily look legitimate. I don't know, just like offhandedly, it doesn't look the realest. And like, even then, like, what exactly is this proof of? Like, oh, a production company reached out to me because I was doing great in this documentary. Which, by the way, that doesn't even really make sense, right? Like, if you're doing a documentary about something, right, and you're like, I guess, like, documenting something that really happened, like, almost always a documentary is about something real. You're not really acting, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you're talking about an experience that you had, or like something that went down in your life, right? You're not talking about some bullshit. You're not acting. You're just telling people things, right? Like, that's how most documentaries go. So I'm confused on why they would have thought he was like such a great actor because he was in a documentary. Like, what does that really mean, dude? You could put an 85-year-old war veteran on camera and put him in a documentary. It doesn't mean he's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. April 7th, 2021, Chet sent me a short email asking me if I knew where 2505 Mount Vernon Avenue, Bakersfield, California was. Jesus Christ. Hopefully that's not somebody's docs. Okay, never mind. It's like a shopping store or something like that. So, unfortunately, this email was lost too. April 9th, I didn't get back to him till the 9th. I looked up the location. It showed us a Rite Aid about 16 minutes away from me on Google Maps, so I emailed him back to confirm that was the location he was referring to for the meetup. The next day after that, Chet responded and confirmed the location was correct. He provided a date and time and informed me that they would have me act out / improv a random scene to determine if I was fit for the part. I was confident that this was a legit film opportunity. Alright, so a couple things here, right? Number one, okay, if this is like a legitimate film production company, right? Like they're gonna get you to do like some sort of actual acting, right? They're like seeking you out and it's a legitimate film production company. They're not gonna be like, oh, hey, you want to meet up at the Rite Aid over on fucking Western and wherever, you know? Like, you want to go hang out there and film there? Like, dude, what did you think? Like, if this is quote-unquote real, right? Like, this is real shit, which, by the way, it's not. Why would you be like, yeah, let's meet up at a Rite Aid, dude? Like, if it's in the area, be like, hey, come over to my apartment and we'll talk about it. Hey, let's go out to a business lunch and let's talk about it. We're not going to go meet up in the fucking bandage aisle of Rite Aid, hold hands and discuss whether or not I'm going to act out being a pedophile on the internet, right? Like, that's just stupid. I don't know where he thinks, like, of this shit, where it gets conjured from, but come on, man. And he also conveniently doesn't have a couple of these emails, which is funny because he says earlier, like, oh, I went through and I deleted a whole shit ton of my emails, but like me personally, when I'm just deleting emails that are old, right, you know, I'm not sitting here keeping half of a conversation and not the other pieces of it, right? Like, especially when it comes down to like some business stuff, right? If I'm clearing my business email, if this shit no longer pertains to anything I'm doing, right, like, I'm just deleting the fucking emails. All of them. And it's incredible because he has some of them, but not the other ones. And a lot of the ones that he doesn't have are the ones that really kind of hinge his entire argument. It just doesn't really make sense, man. Like, I don't know. His whole point is like, basically saying that this film production company reached out to him. They got him to meet up in person because he thought it was a real filming opportunity. He didn't really know what he was supposed to be filming, like what he was supposed to be doing as the role or whatever when he showed up. And I guess his point is that then, when he did show up to act, they basically just improv'd him being a pedophile, meeting up with children, right? Like, yeah, that's literally, yeah, that's his whole point. I don't know if anyone can really believe this, dude. Like, can anyone actually legitimately look at this and be like, yeah, he's telling the truth? Like, this is the most nonsensically unbelievable, astronomically bullshit thing he could have possibly said. Like, he could have come out honestly, right, and put out a blog post and said, I've been hanging out on the moon for the last couple weeks, and it was actually space aliens that convinced me to do it through a telepathic beam from another solar system. I would give that more credibility than this bullshit. You know what like, dude, nothing about any of this makes sense. Like, why would any film production company ever want to film you pretending to be a pedophile. What do they get out of that? What would this film company get out of meeting you up in an apartment complex, pretending to have you meet a 13-year-old or whatever child for sex, okay, after you've spent days, you know, messaging this person back and forward with very sexually disturbing and nasty messages? Why would they try to set you up like that? What would be the point? What movie have you ever watched where that would be necessary, or anything, any video, anything where that would be necessary, right? It's incredible. Like he expects us to believe that he showed up like to improv for a film and they were like, hey, pretend you're a fucking pedophile and don't back down. Pretend you're a pedophile. And then he just did it and then was like stunned that people are like, hey, this guy might be a pedophile. I don't give a fuck what role it is, man, dude. Like literally, like Martin Scorsese could hit me up like, hey, we have this role we want you to do, right? And basically we're not gonna tell you really what you're gonna be doing until you get here, so be ready for improv. And then when I show up, he's like, all right, we're pretending to be pedophiles today. I'd be like, bro, can we like discuss this or like not do this? Like, what exactly are we doing here? Like, dude, you never see this. Like, it's just such an unrealistic, mind-bogglingly bullshit, you know, come up. You know, I just don't know why he thinks people are this stupid, man. Like, I don't know why he thinks this is the get out of jail free card or something, bro. Like, oh, I was only pretending to be a child predator, man. It was only a joke, you know? We were just acting. This is just yet another one of these, like, really sad and pathetic attempts for this man to pull his career back together. I mean, you look at his website, which I'm not gonna link, but you look at his website where he posted this blog, and he's selling a slew of memorabilia and merchandise from, you know, the glory days, I guess, of his life and content. You can get a 1-hour interview for $100 or a custom video shout out for $35. Not sure people are grabbing those up. You can get his Randall Cunningham jersey for $75, his card collection for $125. Someone bought his actual YouTube plaque for like $250. That's actually how down bad this guy is, man. Like, this guy is down so horrible that he's attempting to make up fake lies and bullshit people, selling his YouTube memorabilia and God knows what else, man. Like, it's just so pathetic, dude. Like, dude, just give it up at this point, man. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about EDP445's new excuse and signing out.